It's that time of year again. Time for picnics and backyard barbecues. So if you're on keto, that might not be as much fun as it used to be because everything is carbs and chips and horrible things that you just can't eat, that you don't want to eat, right? Well, I have a recipe for you. This was one of the very first recipes that I discovered when I started on keto, and you are going to love it. Hi, welcome back to Keto Over 50. I'm RJ, and today I am going to make cauliflower potato salad. And I'm telling you, you could serve this to anyone and they would never think it was cauliflower. It's that good. There are many recipes online for this, and I have found that I prefer to roast the cauliflower. So I took some pictures for you of breaking them into little florets, little about this size, about what you'd cut a potato into for potato salad. And then I just sprayed them with a little olive oil and salt and pepper, and I roasted them at 375 for about 30 minutes. You want to check them because you want them to be fork tender, but not overdone, not mushy, like you're going to make mashed potatoes out of cauliflower. So this is such a great, easy recipe. Like I said, you're just going to love it. So I went ahead and got the cauliflower prepared yesterday, and you can see there's a little bit of browning on it. I just think this works better. I've tried boiling it too, and I don't care for that as much. So roast it. Just put it on a cookie sheet. You can line it with parchment if you want, or just spray olive oil on it. You could toss it in olive oil if you want to make, this is as easy or as challenging as you want to make it. So I like to make it super easy. So imagine you get invited to a picnic or a backyard barbecue and you just don't know what to bring. Well, there's going to be meat, right? Hot dogs or hamburgers or grilled chicken or pork chops, whatever they're going to make. It's really the side dishes that will hang you up if you're not prepared. And this is so easy. It's really important to learn to pivot. I have done this before when I'm making tuna salad and I want a hard-boiled egg in it, and fry an egg. and it blends in beautifully to your tuna salad, or you can make egg salad with it. They're not peeling because I undercooked them terribly. Oh, what a disaster. Let's see how this guy's doing. Plan B. We're just going to put some eggs in a pan. Raw eggs. Let me put this here. 4 eggs. And the recipe is down below. And I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper on the eggs just because they're eggs. And we need salt and pepper in this a little bit. Okay. So here's a tip. Why do I have my potato masher out when I'm making cauliflower and not potatoes? Well, I'll tell you what. I was going to put a hard-boiled egg in the bowl and show you how I make such quick work of them. You just use a potato masher to chop up your eggs. I used to put them in my hand and cut them this way and then try to turn it and cut it this way, and it was so difficult. And one day this just dawned on me. Just use a potato masher, boom, 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 in your bowl, and that'll take care of it. I'm going to mash the one egg that I did manage to get out of its shell and put it in here. I was so excited to show you my pinhole trick. But seriously, the last time I made hard-boiled eggs, I turn off the stove at 10 minutes, and everybody's stove is different. But anyway, with mine, it's always 10 minutes. And then I let it sit there till it stops bubbling and boiling and it cools down a little bit. And I thought last time the whites were a little too hard. So as soon as it hit 10 minutes, I took it off the stove and set it aside to cool. Well, I think it needs to sit on the hot stove for a few minutes to get going. But this is a little hack. But when you need hard-boiled eggs and you don't have any and you want to hurry up and make your faux potato salad and you need hard-boiled eggs for that, This is so easy. Just fry some eggs, just scramble them. Don't add milk or cream or anything. You just want to put them in the pan and cook them till they're done. And keep stirring them so that the whites and the yolks are very well mixed. And you're going to want to let it cool down a little bit. So we're going to put those in last. Actually, you want to put the cauliflower in last, but we're not doing that. Hopefully I won't forget and set something on the stove here while I'm busy, like my hand. That would get a reaction, wouldn't it? Okay. Now that is going to be just about the same consistency and texture as chopped hard-boiled eggs. Get off there. Okay, I put the cauliflower, the roasted cauliflower, in a smaller bowl because we're going to mix our potato salad, our faux potato salad in the big bowl. And I'm going to start with mayonnaise and try not to burn myself on the stove. This is too much. I can't even believe what a disaster it was. I even cooked hot dogs so I would have something to serve this with to show you. And I made toasted buns. I was so excited to get it all right the first time. I think that was, I'll put the recipe down below, but I think that was one regular head of cauliflower, not small, not medium, just a regular head, I guess medium. So I have 2/3 cup of mayonnaise, and this is 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, which really adds a lot. When you don't use it, you really notice it's missing. And this is something that I really like. This is diced dill pickle. It's about 1/4 cup, maybe a little less. I only used 1 pickle. And then 2 tablespoons of pickle juice. And they're dill pickles, so they're like 0 carbs, which is fantastic for us. Now, I have this, I put them both in one little container. I have 1 chopped green onion, and I have about a tablespoon of chopped red onion. So that goes in there, and that is going to really kick up the flavor along with the dill pickle. It's just so amazing, this recipe. Now you can top it with bacon, but I chopped up 2 pieces of bacon, maybe 3. And I had seasoned this bacon with that Korean barbecue seasoning. It won't matter. Here's the thing about this recipe, and really any recipe. If you really like something, use it and add more. If you don't like something, use less. There's nothing written in stone that you have to do it a certain way, especially if you don't want to add something you don't particularly like. Now, here's something I like in potato salad. I bought radishes just for this. And I chopped 1 radish, and between the quantity of the pickles and the onions, I thought, 1 is going to be enough. Look at that little pop of color there. Isn't that beautiful? And last but definitely not least, I love celery. So most recipes say use 1 or 2 stalks of celery. This was organic. It was so crunchy. Oh my God. I'm only going to buy organic celery from now on. Oh, so good. So this was 4 stalks. And I know when I have potato salad or cauliflower potato salad, I get in there and I pick out the celery and I eat it. I just love that crunch. And even though we salted and peppered the cauliflower, I'm going to add just a little bit more. It's so good for us, this Himalayan salt. I like the Malden salt too, but we need a little bit of this. And his partner, little black pepper. There we go. We're almost done. Can you believe that? Okay, I chopped everything. That took a little bit of time, but not much. And here comes the star of the show, the cauliflower, the roasted cauliflower. You want to be real gentle with this so it doesn't break apart. When I've had company over, they ask me, why is your celery so tender? Weird thing to say, isn't it? When I have snacks and crudité sitting out on my counter and we're eating and snacking on treats and cheeses and stuff, and I put out a nice tray of vegetables, and people say to me, how is your celery so tender? Well, you know what I do? I strip it. I pull the cords out of it, for the most part, the biggest, thickest ones, and then you go down the sides and get those. I cut the stalks down the middle, and then I slice them relatively thin. But look at this. That looks like potato salad, doesn't it? And you just want to put it in an airtight container, and it'll last in the fridge for a few days, which is great. So I went ahead and grilled some dogs. I took these out of the freezer to show you because I love these. You can get them almost anywhere, and they're called Teton Waters Ranch, and they are grass-fed beef, uncooked, uncured Polish sausage. They're so good. I wanted to share some options for you for where to put your hot dog, because being on keto, we have certain concerns. We don't want to just eat a regular hot dog bun. So I toasted these under the broiler. I think it's wonderful when they're crispy on one side. And these are just keto buns. You can buy these in any grocery store now. These are hamburger buns, and I'm making hot dogs. But this is a piece of the keto seed bread that I always rely on. And you can buy this almost anywhere too. And then I have a chaffle, which if you've been on keto for any length of time, I broiled it a while ago. Let's just say that, about a half an hour ago. But I just stick this under the broiler and it gets crispy, and it is really chewy, and it will hold, unless you make it where it's see-through, but it will hold your pickle relish that you can have. And I have sugar-free Heinz, which is the best sugar-free ketchup I've found. And then I just have, grocery store dill relish, horseradish mustard, which I love, and a little extra mayonnaise, because we got to have that, right? I think I'm going to just do the bread. I think that's going to be dangerous enough. And I'm going to serve up some of this wonderful, and this will get the flavors will come together even better the longer it sits in the fridge. And I even have my Tupperware out so that I can put it in here and know that it's going to stay fresh for days. I don't know that it will last for days, but it will stay super fresh in an airtight container. So I'm going to put a little, why not put on everything, right? So I'm going to do it diagonally on a piece of bread. Little mustard, ketchup. That was neat. And a little mayonnaise. Why not? And I think we need a little pickle relish too. Okay, so let's take one of these giant Grand Teton dogs. Man, that is hanging over the edge. Out of sight, out of mind. I put the eggs in the fridge so that they could cool down. Totally forgot to put them in the potato salad, my mock potato salad. I thought it was a little, I don't want to say runny, but a little wet for what it should be. It's because the eggs give it the creamy texture when you remember to put them in. So I put everything back to where it was, and it still tasted amazing, but the eggs do help to make it creamy. And I think 4 eggs is a good amount. You could put in 5 or 6. You could put in 2 or 3. And you know what else you could do? You could buy the ready-made hard-boiled eggs at the store, where you just open up a package and put them in here. Just remember, chop them up with your potato masher. Try it again, RJ. Try it again. It even looks better now, doesn't it? Can't believe I forgot that. Oh my goodness. So if you have kids or grandkids and they come into the kitchen and they ask you a ton of questions while you're cooking and you lose your place. Oh, look at this. You don't even really need the dog. I could just eat a bowl of this. Ooh, crunchy, crunchy, crunchy. Picture this. You get invited to a backyard barbecue or a picnic. You're on keto. You got kids or family. Everyone's going to be there. You show up with this. No one's going to go, it's not potato salad. No one's going to say that, because when you taste this, it tastes just like potato salad. And it's the same texture, the same consistency. This guy is too big for this piece of bread. Are you laughing yet? Here we go. That was such a big bite. I'm going back for more. Oh gosh, this is just, I got to go on the other side. I think I haven't made this since last summer. I don't know why. You know, there's just some foods that we prefer to eat, like pumpkin spice things in the fall and big, heavy prime rib around wintertime, and soups, lots of soups. I have a new soup video coming out soon. And cabbage rolls and pumpkin cake loaf with cream cheese icing. And then when the season turns to spring, suddenly we want lighter things like potato salad and hot dogs. Every time I get a bite of that bacon, it's so good. And yes, the eggs help. If you haven't tried this recipe yet or similar, what are you waiting for? It's springtime here. I'm going to do this again. It even looks better with the egg in it now, doesn't it? And the more this sits, the better it gets. All of those flavors permeate the cauliflower. And you could show up to any picnic or backyard barbecue with this and try it and don't tell anyone. Say, I brought potato salad. No one will notice. I am stuffed. I can't eat another bite. I can't eat another bite, but I did pretty well, huh? I am so excited for you to try this, because the more dishes and recipes that we can come up with that are similar to our family favorites, the dishes we grew up with, the greater your chances are of successfully staying on your ketogenic diet. When you cheat, you feel sluggish, you feel horrible. With keto, I just never feel the need to cheat. I just absolutely love everything I can make. Last night I made hamburgers with ground chuck and brisket, this wonderful ground meat combination, and they were so good. I had steak the night before that. I have spaghetti squash. I have, there's just an abundance, garlic shrimp. Whatever you like, you can make it on keto, and you can keto-fy it. And that's why I love this cauliflower potato salad recipe, because it just tastes exactly like potato salad to me. And I hope you'll try it soon too. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. And if you have the little kids, the grandkids, or your kids around, I want to make sure that you try this for them. They will love it. You know what else is great about this? Is it'll help you to stay as beautiful as you are. I love sharing recipes with you that will help you to stay beautiful or handsome. There's a lot of guys following the channel, and everyone who wants to be as healthy as possible. It's time, and it's never too late to get started. What's in our food supply today, it's going to get better. I know it's going to get better. But in the meantime, let's do what we can to have the healthiest, best food on our table, especially if it's our backyard table or our picnic table. Thank you for joining me. I love you. This is RJ for Keto Over 50.